Bro, you remember there was a guy that was in the news from your old stomping grounds down there in that's Jacksonville, Florida. And he
Shout out Duval.
For sure. But look, he got really roughed up by the police. I mean, swollen eyes, swollen everything. But we're gonna talk about it. Talk about being arrested and all that type stuff. And they're also gonna talk about how people report it. You got different newscasts reporting what went down. I'm just curious, and are they the same or are they kind of different? That's the take we're gonna take on this. Let's get it.
Folks in Jacksonville continue to demand answers regarding a black man, Lakeem Woods, severely beaten by police when he was arrested. This is what Woods looked like when he was booked into jail after the traffic stop. Now, Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters, an African-American, says this video shared on social media misrepresented the facts surrounding the arrest of a suspect that went viral over the weekend. He also says it was altered. Waters says the body cam video shows exactly what happened and the use of force was justified in the arrest of Lakeem Woods. Now, according to his attorneys, Lakeem has a ruptured kidney and is suffering from migraine headaches due to this incident. Joining us now, one of the attorneys, Harry Daniels. Harry, glad to have you on the show. What do you make of the sheriff saying that this was all the actions of these cops were justified in arresting your client?
Roland, how you doing? First of all, that's preposterous. And he's talking about a video being altered. Initial video that somebody placed and put out on social media. That I guess they cut the video and made it appears that one of the deputies kicked Lakeem in the face. That didn't happen. We released a full video of the bystanders that show the assault on Lakeem, to include him being slammed in the ground once he was handcuffed. Let me tell you this: Lakeem was tased. His face planted on the asphalt. And after that, he was struck almost 17 times in his body and multiple knee strikes and punches in his head. Lakeem suffered a severe concussion, which is a brain injury, multiple face lacerations and swelling to his face, as well as being told he suffered a ruptured kidney. This all stemmed from, according to their own police report, because the front seat, the driver of the Ram truck that Lakeem ran from didn't have a seatbelt, wearing a seatbelt properly, improper use of the seatbelt. So they stopped these individuals at gunpoint to try to say they was doing a felony stop. They had no probable cause to do a felony stop. The basis of the stop was based on somebody having a seatbelt behind their back opposed to being in front of their chest. So Lakeem, as the passenger, rolling, they came out with guns drawn on him and giving commands with weapons. He takes off running. Then the next is history of what happened to him. The video is crystal clear. It shows that Lakeem was struck multiple times. The body cam, as well as the cell phone footage from the bystander, shows Lakeem was struck multiple times. And even in the report, they do not deny that he was struck in the head, knee strikes in the head, which Roland, that is deadly force. Experts have opined across the nation deadly force.
So now I'm trying to understand. So you're saying that he was stopped because of a seatbelt, and now I'm really confused here. And they came out with guns drawn?
That's exactly what happened. The video shows, and based on their report, the basis of the stop was for improper wear of the seatbelt of the driver. Lakeem was a passenger. So the Supreme Court has made it very clear if a person can walk away without reasonable suspicion of committing a crime, they can run away. Lakeem chose to run away. They didn't like the fact that he ran. He was not under suspicion of committing any crime whatsoever. Now they do talk about early on of them watching them at a gas station that Lakeem was counting money, but there was no indication they saw any transaction of drugs, money, or guns. So the basis of the stop was based on, well, we see this guy not wearing a seatbelt. Let's stop him and let's see what they got. And Lakeem takes off running, and he suffered a beating beyond words. He's in bad shape. He's currently in jail. His face is swollen, eyes swollen shut. I mean, you see the picture there.
Yeah, it
It's
looks bad.
horrific. Can't you see out of his eyes? He was admitted into the hospital due to his brain injury. Let's be very clear. He was admitted into the hospital. He was released from the hospital, and he was told he had I guess, some type of ruptured kidney as well. So, for the Sheriff Waters, who I've dealt with these same officers before. Actually, one of the officers, Jose Garriga, is the same officer who shot and killed a FAMU student back in 2019. Is the same officer involved that beat LaKen, who's one who's actually struck him in the head multiple times with his knee. But Roland, the reason why Jamie Johnson was stopped, the same reason. He didn't have a seatbelt on.
Wow.
So this is this guy's MO to get to people.
You heard that.
Eventually, in Jamie Johnson case, he shot and killed Jamie Johnson. In this case, they
sounds
beat
like a trend.
LaKen mercilessly.
So when you hear the sheriff say he should have complied like the other young man did, what do you say?
Well, I tell people this all the time. They say, well, you should comply, Just because police give you an order, and you can make the determination, you can make the decision whether you're going to follow the order. Order has to be lawful, okay? Just because they stop some person doesn't mean you have to stop, especially if you're not suspected of committing any crime.
Can we pause it?
Or suspicion or probable cause committing any crime.
Now, he said one thing significant, Kane. You can make the decision. And people, we all heard that, family. You can make the decision to follow it or not. But you're going to deal with those consequences.
Is that
whatever they may be.
Was that lawful? Was that, something that he told him that was lawful? The actual police?
No. What he's saying right now, no. Any law enforcement officer,
if he says stop, that's lawful.
It's still on you to comply.
It's on him. Okay, it's on him to comply. And then
it's on you. Yeah, if you just walk. Yeah, but if you're just walking, a police officer says, a law enforcement officer says, stop. You don't have to stop. For what? You haven't committed any crime. You don't have to do that. Now, we are all human. So depending on what's going on in that officer's mouth or mind, law enforcement, he can either put hands on you or not. Should he? No, because it's no crime has been committed.
According to this,
okay,
according to this, it was a seatbelt. Yes. Seatbelt violation, and they pulled over the truck, the little pickup truck. They pulled it over, and it was multiple people in the car, and not the driver, but the passenger got out and ran. Him telling them to stop.
Right.
That's what running.
That's their story.
That's okay. He can do that if he wants to. He's not in any danger. There's no probable cause, right? Because of the
right. What they're saying is right now. What they're explaining is right based on the law or whatever. It's the driver that committed the infraction.
Okay.
But it got to be something more.
I see it too. But I mean initially Roland, brought his the attorney for the guy, Mr. Woods. They brought the attorney, so he's telling it like it is, right? This is how we're supposed to take it. Face value. That's the attorney. He should know everything that's going on with his client, right? And how it to the police department. Okay. Well, let's just. I think it's got maybe a minute or so left. Let's
Like I told you before, he can walk away, he can run away. He exercises his right to walk away or run away from the scene. That they're not constitutionally right or duty bound to go after him because he's not suspected of committing a crime. So therefore, this is not just. Let me be very clear, Roland. This is not just excessive force on LaKen Woods. This is unlawful force because they had no right to stop and seize him in the first place. As you can see this video, this is for a seatbelt violation. These black men are held at gunpoint, and all they got right now is a seatbelt violation. Nothing more, nothing less. And LaKen, the seatbelt violation was based on the driver, not the passenger. But the passenger is bound. The passenger is not bound to stay there because you stopped the car. He's not one being cited for operating a vehicle in the state of Florida, violating the law as an improper wear of the seatbelt. But nevertheless, when he takes off running, they go after him, and you see what happens to him next.
All right, Harry Daniels, certainly keep us abreast of what happens next in this case.
All right. So all right. According to that seatbelt violation, he took off running. Why would you, if it's nothing, why would you run? Once, in Mr. Woods' case, why is he running? Just to be, because he has the right to, right? Everybody else that was in the truck didn't run, but he ran. He has the right to run if he wants to, right? According to the attorney. According to the attorney, he has that right because he didn't commit a crime, right? Right? Okay.
Right.
Okay.
That's that. I mean, that right there by standard is
so
the law.
If we ride together,
whatever,
you get pulled over, maybe for speeding, whatever, and I get out and run. It's okay because it's just me deciding to run.
and
I
walk
can
away.
get out and walk away, or I can go run away, run down the street, go run in between some houses, whatever I want to do. And there's no suspicion of anything because I wasn't driving. I can just get out and run.
Right. And then like it could be a state by state basis, whatever the state law is. But usually if it's the passenger in the vehicle and it's especially just a driving infraction, you good to go. I don't have to give you, and we don't see it in YouTube, I don't have to give you my ID because you're dealing with the driver. When people know the law, if you're gonna, I'll say this, everybody should know the law, especially as far as with just these infractions with speeding and different things like that. And guys that's out here doing, guys and girls that's doing things that they shouldn't be doing, you should know the law. I know I don't have to give you my ID because we done seen it on YouTube where they'll educate the law enforcement officer. No, I don't have to do that. That's a violation of my rights. You're dealing with this.
So you have to be suspected of a crime. I don't have to. You have to be suspected of a crime to perform any thing that they say you did to do, right?
According to the state. Now, some state law you have to at least provide.
That's
your name.
Well, we're talking about Florida. Let's just talk about Florida. Let's talk about
yes. Well, I have to look into to Florida's law to see if everybody have to be identified. If they don't, he can get up and he can walk. Because of just, if it's going by just based on this, what they were talking about, just based on what
traffic pullover,
they were talking
about. They had guns drawn on a regular traffic pullover, man, for seatbelt. Could have been speeding, could have been running red light, could have been any of those little traffic things.
Well, it was a seatbelt. It was a seatbelt. Yeah, seatbelt violation.
And they had the guns drawn. So
come on,
the police are in the wrong for pulling out the guns initially, right?
So where were we at there?
I mean,
young man?
According to what we just
because we were at, you were a runner.
I can get out and run. I can go ahead and jog. Because I ain't getting nothing wrong.
You would be the runner.
I feel like I'm, need a little exercise. I want to take off and run, right? Yeah.
Get your dash.
So I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm okay. And they shouldn't have came at me. Do you think that was excessive force that just happened? The little bit that you seen. You didn't see body cams of the officers, but you just seen somebody recording from the far. In that clip.
No. I mean,
yeah.
In that clip, no. I mean, just getting tased and falling forward. If you fell on the cement, sidewalk, the road, that's on you. Because in that aspect, and I can guarantee that young man probably did not know his rights or whatever. But no, what was excessive about that?
Well, he knew his rights because he got out and ran, right? Because it was a seatbelt. I mean, how do
we don't know. Let's not say that.
How does that guy know that nothing was violated? Nobody, he just knew that he didn't violate anything, right? That's why he ran.
Well, I'm just gonna say this or whatever. Okay, I bet you it's something more to this story. Either he might have had. I'm just saying. Either he might have had a warrant, a felon. That might not have supposed to be with certain individuals or whatever, because he just started dashing. Everybody else was, calm, cool, and collected or whatever.
Well, they wouldn't even did nothing to him. They wouldn't have did nothing to him, right?
Well, let's just say if this individual was a felon he can't hang around other felons or let's say quote unquote gang members or whatever, then that's a violation of his if he on probation. Do you want to go back just because you was hanging with people you weren't supposed to?
You already
You
know
wasn't committing a
you playing
crime.
with fire anyway because you're hanging around the wrong people. You already know this.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes,
he's
that's
rolling the
true.
dice
That's
anyway,
true.
right? So he's rolling the dice when he's
100%.
running too.
Yeah.
Because how far he think he was gonna get?
I don't know. If it wasn't, I'll tell you the law enforcement officer did good trying to keep up and everything. But if it wasn't for that taser, I don't know if they would have got him.
Man, okay. But
Come
look,
on.
we got a different perspective. Now, this is actually before Roland's broadcast of it, right? This is like maybe 24 hours to 48 hours. I think 24 or 48. But this is before. This is the sheriff of Jacksonville, right? And he talks about the case from the law enforcement perspective. And I'm pretty sure he's going to mention the same stuff, right? Let's see.
The following clip has been edited for brevity. See link in description.
And the allegations of inappropriate use of force by involved detectives. However, I'm speaking out today, even with the investigation still pending, because it's now clear that some of the circulated cell phone camera footage has been intentionally altered to imply that one of the detectives kicked a handcuffed Woods. Body-worn camera footage and unedited versions of the cell phone camera footage on social media definitively indicate that this detective never kicked a handcuffed Woods. While a rush to judgment is dangerous, the intentional distribution of manipulated video is shocking.
Thank you, Sheriff. Let me begin by sharing with you some background on Woods, information that was known by detectives when they attempted to apprehend him. Woods is a 24-year-old affiliated with local undocumented group that has been connected with violent crimes, narcotics distribution, and firearm proliferation. He's been recorded in drill rap videos with documented group and gang members. In 2018, Woods was arrested for murder stemming from a homicide in Tallahassee, Florida. Pled guilty in 2022 to an amended robbery charge pertaining to that murder arrest and is currently on felony probation. After observing Woods engage in a drug transaction at a gas station on Powers Avenue, detectives stopped the vehicle in which Woods was riding as the front seat passenger. As you will see in the following portion of footage captured by the body-worn camera worn by one of the detectives, the driver and backseat passenger immediately complied with police directives and were taken into custody without incident. A firearm was found on the back seat passenger's person, and significant quantities of multiple narcotics, including methamphetamine, fentanyl, cocaine, and oxycodone were found in the truck. In this footage, you will see Woods flee from the front passenger seat and take off running. After Woods fled from the front passenger seat of the truck, a detective ran after Woods, repeatedly commanding Woods to stop. Ignoring police commands, Woods continued running. The detective then yelled at Woods that if he did not stop, he would be tased. Woods continued running, and the detective armed himself with his agency-issued taser. The detective deployed the taser once, and the device appeared to have no effect on Woods, who continued running. The detective then deployed his taser a second time, which appeared to immediately cause Woods to experience neuromuscular incapacitation. Woods immediately stopped moving and fell straight forward, hitting his face on the pavement. This impact immediately caused visible abrasions, bleeding, and swelling. When the detective attempted to take Woods into custody, Woods continued to resist arrest. While that detective was struggling to gain Woods' compliance, another detective arrived and assisted in gaining control of the resisting Woods. While Woods was unhandcuffed, the second detective kneed Woods in the upper torso and head area to gain compliance. Based on body-worn camera footage, it appears some of those knee strikes may have had contact with Woods' head. During the struggle, other gang unit detectives arrived to assist. These detectives ultimately overcame Woods' resistance and handcuffed him. Once handcuffed, but prior to being thoroughly searched and the handcuffs being properly tightened, Woods moved his secured hands back towards the area of his right front pants pocket. A detective repositioned Woods and directed him to stop moving. Woods was then positioned in an upright, seated position, and paramedics were called to the scene. Rescue responded and transported Woods to an area hospital for medical treatment. Woods was absentee booked on multiple criminal charges associated with this incident, including armed trafficking in methamphetamine, armed trafficking in cocaine, armed possession of a controlled substance, and resisting an officer. Once Woods' new local criminal charges have been disposed, he'll be transported to Leon County, Florida, to resolve his probation case in which he currently is on active probation. The altered cell phone camera footage, which is circulated on social media, depicts a detective kicking a handcuffed Woods. Body-worn camera footage, along with unedited versions of the cell phone camera footage on social media, both definitively evidence that the detective never kicked a handcuffed Woods. We will now show several portions of available body-worn camera footage from this incident.
Look, check this out. Check this out.
That's okay. Go.
Roland and his team, he interviewed the attorney saying it was a seatbelt violation, and he had the right to run away or walk away. And then we just hear the backstory. So the traffic stop was actually for the guy, the actual guy that they apprehended. They was watching him. The detectives were watching him.
Well,
and he's a part of that.
Well, no, I won't.
Man,
I
that's
won't
what
agree
he
with you on that. And I could. Well, I would go. They didn't have a warrant for this guy. A warrant, just because you watching the individual, you still got to see them. Let me tell you something. You still got to see them break
that's what he
type of
just
law.
said.
How
That's what he
minor
just
it
said.
is. Now the initial to go into the justification for the stop, it wasn't because they saw the young man in the vehicle. No, because a warrant.
Drugs.
Okay, we wouldn't even be here.
When
At that
when they was
time,
watching
no.
it, the detectives were on him, watching him and his crew or whatever. And he ran because he just got out last year, probation, felony.
Well, he know he on active probation, so that does change the narrative.
For a robbery connected to a murder. Yeah, that's exactly what he just said, man.
Yes.
So he had a lot to lose, and he was trying to get away, so he won't.
100% on that, 100%. But I'm just going back to if what Roland's talking about, because they didn't say it. You got to be able to stop the vehicle. Okay, we're not just going to do a felony stop. They're not just going to do a felony stop.
If they see somebody
just a vehicle
transaction in drugs, and they get in the vehicle and they take off, they can pull them over.
Yes.
Is that probable cause?
Oh, well, that's enough right there. But you want to take them right then. But you want to take them. You want to take them right there.
Enough. That's if you're close enough. If they did it real quickly and then they ran, they got in the car and took off. I mean, what can you say?
But he ran because of. I'll say he ran because of he knew he had the warrants. He knew what was in the vehicle, 100% on that. And he knew he was going back for real time because he violation and then all these other charges that's going to be on top of there. But what Roland did and the lawyer, they can't talk to that degree because what is he looking like? He is looking like the victim, right?
So you see what Roland is doing.
Represent his client.
So what Roland is doing is making it seem like this is strictly against police against black people, right? Brutality. He got beat up real bad, and it was just for seatbelt violation of the driver, and he wasn't a driver. That sounds bad. When you hear it, that sounds like, what was the justification for them to beat him up like that? And then we see the video. Yes, he's scrambling around. Then they said they had a video of somebody kicking him when he was handcuffed, but he wasn't. It was doctored. Yeah.
Right. They debunked that. Even the lawyer said that didn't happen. The lawyer said that
you can't even really believe an actual video now. You can't even believe it. It's right there in front of you. You be like, man, I seen him kick him. But they have to make sure that it ain't been doctored and all these other stuff. Those body cams, they don't do any doctoring in that junk. Now, congregation, you can put something in the comments. You think that's happening? You think it's
well, no, you can just erase.
That's happening.
Yeah. You can just erase. You can just erase, turn it off. I mean,
but ain't nobody going in there and doing no photoshopping and adding different things and Oh man, that's drugs right there. There's a picture of it. Yeah. No, not at all. Not at all. But
I just want to break it. We need to see more of the video.
My bad. I was like, man, come on. This don't make any sense. Go ahead,
Yeah.
go ahead. Let's just see the run and tase and see how badly he was beat up for no apparent reason. You know, according to Roland.
I caught that.
Hey, it's not justified. It's not justified. So according to them, it's not justified, and that's where they're, civil rights attorney. You see, that's what he does. So he ran to this. I'm surprised it ain't your boy Benjamin.
Stop. Hey, don't quit saying my voice.
I'm surprised Benjamin. Maybe he was on
Shout out
vacation.
to
He couldn't make it that time. he got his boy. Hey man, can you take this one? Because we about to run with this. We about to make some money. Well, at least try. Or maybe he looked at it and he's like, dude, I have no chance of winning this. I have no chance. So, but but yeah.
Well, it's going to be interesting if they can produce footage of them, if they actually saw. Are we just taking a law enforcement word for this, or did they have little pictures? When they do a little surveillance or whatever. The stop though, even though you stop someone, okay, you have to have some type of probable cause or get permission to search their vehicle. Just because
That's the probable cause.
that's taken their. I want to see, if I'm his lawyer, I want to see what evidence you have.
Oh yeah, he gonna get all the
have.
evidence. The lawyer's gonna get everything. He's
I
gonna
want
see
to see
all
what
of that.
evidence you have to make sure that's a legal stop.
Yeah,
To
but
make sure that's a legal stop.
Yeah, definitely. He's gonna get
Because
everything.
it's law enforcement's jobs to get in there to search. Even if you have your whatever tingling sensation, I know what
No,
they're
they
doing.
ain't say that.
I
We're
gotta
not
find a
saying.
way legally.
Said he had a gun. The other dude said, the back seat dude in the back, he said, I got a gun on me. All right, you still walk backwards, keep your hands up or whatever. He took the gun off of him. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Family, we will be continuing this conversation.
If you don't want to see us, but you want to just listen to us, we on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, all of them.